Yeah, what drew me to the Franciscans? I'm recalling here the words of a poem that's really dear to my heart, really close to me. It's by the poet George Herbert. George Herbert, the English or Welsh poet, I should say. And it starts like this. Love bade me welcome, yet my soul drew back guilty of dust and sin. But quick-eyed love, observing me grow slack from my first entrance in, drew nearer to me, sweetly questioning if I lacked anything. As I said, those words are very, very dear to me. And, you know, I think those words could have been spoken by St. Francis himself, because St. Francis really has been paramount, has been tremendously important in my vocation story. I'm thinking here of that very powerful image of St. Francis standing before the Bishop of Assisi and before his father and the crowd of Assisi, and he totally undressed. And St. Francis had that tendency really of outwardly showing what he interiorly felt. So there he stood, you know, naked before the crowd, before the bishop. And that is an image that's very close to me, you know, that the willingness to stand naked, to show your woundedness, your brokenness. And really out of that experience, the willingness to give hands and feet to the gospel. So it's really that surrender, that giving, the desire to giving up control that I so beautifully see in St. Francis, that drew me towards the Franciscans. My experience, my formation experience, well, you have to know that I'm European, I'm Belgian, and I came to know the Friars in England. So I had a postulancy experience in Oxford. I had a beautiful year there. And I'm thinking here of the words, although I'm not sure who once said them, but go where you are celebrated, not merely tolerated. And that really sums up what my experience was. I felt welcome, that the Friars knew my story, knew my background, you know, and we all arrived with a heavy load on our backs and information. And yet, you know, they embraced me and they said, you know what, we think that you have something to offer to us. And that was such a tremendous and powerful experience. And I said, yeah, maybe I could offer something. And maybe I can give hand and feet to the gospel. So that was my experience, really, in formation and an experience of acceptance, an experience of embrace. You're welcome here. And that's, I think that's a fundamental experience in religious life, that you're welcomed by your brothers. And that gives you the courage and the energy to go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, novitiate is really the next step, and I have been thinking about the novitiate for quite some time now, and I am eagerly looking forward to start with the novitiate. Many people, my friends and my family, have asked me, like, are you fearful, or do you experience anxiety? And at this very moment, I do not experience anxiety. I'm extremely looking forward, or although we know we have to hand in our computers, we have to hand in our phones. So, and well, we all know that being connected to friends, family, and to the world is so important for us today. But even that prospect of having to hand that in is something I look forward to. I really look to the novitiate experience as a desert experience. I said it before, I think it's so paramount in religious life that you are willing to give up control. You are not in control, but God is in control. Are you willing to make that leap of faith? And I really see, or I look at novitiate as that chance, that opportunity given to us by the order and by the church, so to give up control, so that God can fill up the space and the emptiness that we by times experience. So no feelings of anxiety at this point. I know at some point, you know, we will feel them. We will feel discouraged. That is what the other friars have told us, the friars who have went through novitiate. So I'm kind of prepared, although can you ever be prepared? Probably not, but I know that that is going to be there. But at this point, I'm just terribly, terribly excited, because who is given the opportunity, the chance really, to give it all up for a year, not having to worry about your job, about your income, about your house, about your bills, and just, the only thing we have to do is to surrender to God, to surrender to our community, and to surrender to St. Francis. So yeah, I'm just very excited.